Good morning, everybody. So today is day two of week two of environmental science. Um, Today's notes, guys, are gonna go by pretty quick. There's gonna be a couple questions on Ed Puzzle, just because I know the assignment I'm about to assign to you, which you guys will see in your Google Classroom, is pretty lengthy. Distance learners, this is the same assignment that they're getting in class today. You guys are just doing it at home. Um, so just so you guys know, if you have questions about it, please ask. Please do those things. And also remember, guys, you have that paper due tomorrow. Okay. But we're trying to wrap up biomes a little bit, make sure we finish biomes, finish up ecosystems so we can move on to the next piece. Okay. If you guys are still confused, any concerns or issues, please just reach out to me and please talk to me about it. I'm hoping this last assignment kind of wraps up everything for you. So let's get to it. Food chain and ecosystems. If I was you, I would take a notebook out and write these things down as we're going. These notes will also be linked down in Google Classroom if you just want to print them out or follow along there as well. But I highly recommend at least you have it somewhere. Okay. So first and foremost, an herbivore. What do they eat and what is an example? Answer the question on that puzzle. If you said an herbivore, something that only eats plants, you are correct. Okay. It is something that does not eat meat. It eats plants. It has a straight sole diet of vegetation. What is an example? Something like a giraffe. Okay, it's a pretty common example and something pretty large that we all can picture. A giraffe is an herbivore. The next one is an omnivore. An omnivore, what do they eat? And what is an example? If you said us, we are omnivores. Okay? We as humans can eat meat and we can also eat plants, making us an omnivore. It means we can eat both pieces. Okay, plants and animals. Okay, omnivore. A carnivore. What do they eat and what is an example? Guys, everybody should know that a carnivore only eats meat. In an example, this would be something like a wolf. Okay, wolves have a straight, solid diet of meat. Um, so that's what a carnivore is. Okay. Now, this video right here, I'm not gonna play it for you guys, but it is linked in the notes. I highly recommend you just go give it a little listen. It's a good tune. Okay. The next one is a detrivore. This one's a little bit more tricky. So I just want you to answer, what do you think they eat? And what is an example of a detrivore? A detrivore, guys, is a scavenger. They eat non-living animals and plant remains. What are the common things for this? Is like a millipede and or worms. Okay, things that also help kind of like decompose can also be categorized under like detrivore. A detrivore basically, guys, they eat non-living animals and plant remains. Okay, now this is going to kind of move us into food chains and food webs. Food chains, guys, are more simplified versions of a food web. Okay, think of a chain; it only is in one direction, so it's just like a bunch of chain links, and it's only one line. A food web is going to be a whole mass of things. So, for a food chain, there's one thing I want you guys to notice is where these arrows are pointed. The arrow is pointing to what is eaten by. Okay, so what this means. I wonder if I can insert. Oh, wrong button. I wonder if I can insert this. Let me escape here. Let me insert a text box, guys, so you guys can see what I'm saying. So the corn, and there's a mouse here, right? What I want you to understand is that these words should be there right with it. Is eaten by. Put that right above it. Oop, a little bit higher. Bam. Okay. So the corn is eaten by the mouse. The mouse is eaten by the owl. Okay. If we have these arrows flipped, now what you're telling me, so say if this arrow is pointing this way, okay, so what you're trying to tell me then is the mouse is eaten by the corn. I don't know what kind of corn you guys know of, but if they're eating mice, I think we got some problems. Okay, so make sure you understand that piece. The arrow points to what is getting eaten. So corn is eaten by mouse. Mouse is eaten by owl. Carrot is eaten by rabbit. Rabbit is eaten by bugs. Okay, this holds true the same. We also get to food webs. Now, With our food web, it's just a little bit more complex, a little bit more confusing. So let me make this full screen again. We still start off at our bottom. We still work our way up. Okay, and we still follow the arrows. So our arrow here is still showing is eaten by, is eaten by. So like the krill is eaten by the fish. Okay, the krill is eaten by other birds. Other birds are eaten by leopard seals. Leopard seals are eaten by smaller toothed whales. Okay, so make sure you follow them. Now, what this does show you though that food chain cannot show you is the complexity actually of an ecosystem. Okay, in this case, ah, in this case, guys, all this is showing is a one-way street, and we know now in life that things just don't go one way or the other. We need to understand that they can go multiple ways. Why does it keep doing that? Okay, so like the krill is a food source to a lot of animals. A rabbit is also a food source to a lot of animals, but the food chain's not showing that. So this is like a very simplified, quick, and easy answer. This is more complex. Okay, and let's be honest here. This food web is still not that complex. If you actually made one for an ecosystem, which you guys will do eventually, you'll realize how much more complex this can actually get, depending on how many species are actually in the environment. Okay, um, that's basically all I wanted you guys to get through. There probably will be another video explaining today's assignment, but it's just gonna be a quick YouTube video, probably like 2 minutes long or so. Other than that, guys, have a great day. I will see most of you on Thursday and Friday then of this week. Um, Other than that, guys, if you have questions, please ask me. Please contact me. Also, make sure you guys have that paper done for Wednesday. Other than that, guys, have a good day. See you soon.